What's going on, and welcome back. I probably look like shit because I feel like shit. Because if you didn't see the thumbnail already, I had surgery this past Thursday. Now, let me tell you what's going on here. This past Thursday, this past Tuesday, I'm sorry. I just had surgery this past Tuesday. Last Thursday, I go to the doctor, right? It's because I have a hernia. I had a hernia. I've had this hernia for 18 years. And it started off as a small little pain right here, like on my pelvic area. And then later on, I started seeing like this little lump coming out of where I was getting that painful spot. And throughout the years, that little lump, it started coming out, which was about this big, turned into the size of a fist. So and I had this ball right here by my pelvic area, and what that ball was my intestines. Um, so I gotta tear my. Did I just turn this thing off? What happened was if you never had a hernia before, you get a tear in your muscle, and then, your intestines come out. So that's what it was. I had a ball. It was my intestines. So I was like, oh God. The thing is, it never hurt, right? It just kept growing bigger and bigger. So this past Thursday, or last week, I was like, man, I need to go see the doctor and get this thing looked at because it's getting to be where it's like uncomfortable, and I didn't want to be like that anymore. So I go to the doctor, and he walks in and he sees me and he's like, let me take a look at this hernia of yours. So he didn't know what he was about to see. So I kind of put my pants down a little bit, and he like looked at it, and he was like, oh my God. He said, oh my. When a doctor says that, you know you're in trouble. And I got like, my anxiety started going up. I was like, oh shit. He's like, get on the table, lay on the table. He's like, I'm gonna try to push this in. He goes, if I can push this in, he goes, is there any way that you can take off 6 weeks from work? I was like, yes. So he's trying to push this thing in my intestines. And he was like, I can't do it. He's like, they won't go back in. I guess the wound started closing up or whatever, which was very dangerous because I think that's what was happening. I could have got some blockage in there, and I would have had to gone under like emergency surgery. So he's like, I'm gonna give you two options. I think one of the options was I could stay like that, but like I said, if I got blockage, I'd have to go into emergency surgery, and it wouldn't probably not be here in town. I'd probably have to go out of town, and there was a chance that I could die. Or option number two, he'll refer me to another hospital that's like an hour and a half away from here. They could do the work for me. But he said, wait. There's another surgeon on staff. Let me go get him so he can take a look at this thing. So, man, my anxiety's like going off the roof. This other surgeon walks in and he looks at me and he says, he's like, wow. He's looking at it. He's like, what happened? Why did you let it get to this? He goes, first of all, he goes, how long have you had this hernia? I was like, 18 years. He goes, how did you like let it get to this? Why didn't you come sooner? A lot sooner. I was like, well, number one, I told him it never hurt. It never bothered me. And number two, I'm completely terrified of surgery. It's one of my biggest fears is having surgery. and it's a hernia. It was gonna have to get operated. So he's like, okay. Well, he looked at it and he's like, okay. He's like, you know what? I can fix this. I was like, all right. So he goes, when do you want to schedule this operation? I was like, well, I'm hoping sooner than later, right? So I was like, well, can you do it next week? He goes, yes, perfect. So he rolled me down for this past Tuesday. Nurses came in, people that help him do operations and stuff, and they were telling me what to do to get ready or whatever. Tuesday morning, I get there to the hospital. I have to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm getting nervous. I couldn't, man, I've been stressed out. The weekend before, I've been so stressed out for the surgery. It's freaking me out. I'm scared, half to death. And I'm sitting there Tuesday morning, and the one of the male nurses comes in, and he's like, we're ready for you. So I get up, and I'm walking down the hallway, and he takes me down another hallway, and he's like, we'll just go through here. And I'm just nodding my head. And he kind of looks at me, and he's like, you nervous? I was like, yeah. At that time, we're getting near the, I could see the recovery room. When he asked me if I was nervous, I take a look, and I could see this other guy in there recovering. And my eyes started welling up with tears. Saying it was going to happen. I was like, shit. And it wasn't like, because the surgery I was fixing to have was going to be kind of bad. Well, kind of say bad, but it's going to be kind of big. Even though the doctor said it was a low risk surgery, I knew it was going to happen. He was going to have to cut me open, and he was going to have to push my intestines back in, and that terrified me. So I sat there, and they were getting me ready. I had to put the gown, take my clothes off, put the gown on, and I was shaking. Like, you can see my hands, I was shaking, and I was breathing really hard. My mom was with me because I needed somebody to take me over there. I needed somebody to drive me back home afterwards. And the nurse was like, are you cold? I was like, no. It's like, I have really bad anxiety, and I'm freaking out right now. She goes, okay, let me give you I'm going to give you some medicine for that. So she puts an IV right here on my hand right here. And she goes, are you a diabetic? I was like, no. She goes, I can't get this needle in. Your skin is tough. And she's trying to push this thing in. I'm just like looking away. And then my eyes, I'm trying not to laugh because it hurts. My eyes just start, watering. I'm like almost crying because like it's so painful. And then she's like, she takes the damn needle out, and she ends up putting an IV right here on the top of my hand. She gave me some kind of medicine or whatever, and it kind of calmed me down. They lay me down on the bed, and they pull me into the operation room, and they start tying my legs, strapping my legs and my arms down. And this time it was the surgeon. He's looking at me, and he's like, we're going to strap you down because we don't want you to kick or anything during the surgery. At that time, I'm freaking out. I don't say anything. I'm just freaking out in my mind. And he's got this mask, and he puts it on my face, and he goes, I want you to take some deep breaths. He goes, all it is just oxygen. It's just to calm you down. I took one deep breath, and then I took another one, and then I closed my eyes for a second, and I do this number, and I open them, and I go like this, and I'm in a whole other room. And the male nurse that took me to the back area was in there. I was like, where's everybody at? I asked him, where's everybody at? Because I swear it was a split second that passed. I just closed my eyes, turned my head back around, opened my eyes, and everybody was gone. He was like, you're done. I was like, what? He's like, you're done. I was like, how long did it take? He told me it took an hour. I was like, oh my God, I felt like I just closed my eyes for like a second. Like, that was crazy. So he made me walk 10 feet. He said I was good. I got dressed. My mom brought me home. And you're watching this on Friday. It's Wednesday morning right now while I'm filming this. But she brought me home. I got home that Tuesday at 11. And then I was in pain, man. And the pain just kept getting worse and worse. And so I'm sitting here with the heating pad because they gave me some medicine for the pain, but they did an incision about that long. I'm not kidding you, that long on my right on my pelvis. I was like, holy smokes, man, that's a big cut. That's a big ass cut. So, and where they cut me, it doesn't really hurt. The pain's radiating into my hip, my left hip, and I'm like, oh my god. And the doctor told me, he's like, do you feel does your stomach feel kind of tight? I was like, yeah. He goes, because your intestines have been out of your body for like 18 years. And then I used to being, I know it sounds crazy, right? I used to play disc golf like that. And when I say outside of my body, I don't mean like on the outside of my body. I mean like on the inside, but there was like, like under my skin. He's like, you'll get used to it. He's like, your intestines have been out of your body for like 18 years, so I have to put them back in. I knew that was gonna happen. He's like, I have to put them back in, and they're where they belong. So, dude, now and my stomach's sore. So last night I'm laying on the couch. I'm like, I'm not gonna get off the couch. I didn't fall asleep till 12 because I was hurting. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around there, I had to pee so bad. I couldn't get up off the couch. It was hurting so much. I get up, and I didn't even bother going to the restroom. I just opened the front door and I pissed out the front door. It's like I ain't even walking to the back. It even hurts to walk. So I lay back down, which even hurt even worse to lay back down again. And I fall back asleep, and then I wake up. It's like 3:40 in the morning, and I was like, dude, I gotta pee again, and like bad. And I couldn't get up off the couch. I could not get up off the couch. I was like, dude, I can't do this. So I kind of like crawled off the couch a little bit, and then I had to pick myself up, which was horrible. It's the worst pain I've ever felt. It's horrible. And I was like, dude, dude. I went to the restroom and I peed. See, I went to when I went to go get surgery, I wasn't wearing underwear. So they put underwear on me while I was asleep, and they were white and they were full of blood from the cut. So, and they were tight. So I was like, oh shit. So I took those underwear off. I put some of my underwear on, which was pretty comfortable. And I was like, by this time, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'm not going back to sleep, man. I can't lay back down. Because if I lay down, I can't stand up. I can't get up. It hurts to lay down. It hurts to get up. It's like, I might as well just sit up. Might as well just stay up. My son was asleep here in the living room on the air mattress because he would leave me by myself. I didn't want to wake him up in the morning. I didn't want to wake him up when I had to go pee because he needed to go to summer school. So, oh shoot, sorry. So, I've been up since 3:40. Oh, and then my throat hurts because they shoved a damn tube down my throat so I could breathe. They didn't tell me they were going to do that. I'm glad they didn't, because I would have probably freaked out even more. But anyway, I've been up since 3:40. I've been sitting here playing Tears of the Kingdom. I'm at the end. I'm at the very end. But I don't think I can beat Ganon unless I find more shrines so I can build up my hearts even more. I already maxed out my stamina, so that means I can't max out my hearts. So I gotta find as many as I can so I can get as many hearts as I can so I can just go ahead and finish this game. Because it's time to move on to another one. So yeah, I've been doing that since this morning, and I'm off until August 1st. August 1st. but I can't do anything. I can't do anything. I can't lift nothing over 4 pounds or something like that. Or my hernia, the surgery can tear open again, and I don't want that to happen. So, yeah, I'm gonna be here at the house for a little bit. Uh, just playing games, man. Playing games and watching movies. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. I can't lift nothing over 4 pounds. My guitar weighs 6. I'm not even supposed to pick that up. My son was like, if you want, sit down. I'll plug it in for you. I'll set it on your lap. I was like, that'll work, man. That will work. But I'm not supposed to be lifting nothing up. That's crazy. So I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna end up finishing Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm gonna move on to another game. What? I don't know. Maybe Street Fighter 6 or Diablo 4. Definitely. And you're probably like, what about all those Switch games you bought? Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna give the Switch a break. Jump on the PS5. It doesn't matter. I got a month and a half to recover and play video games and be at home. So I'll create more content, obviously, and edit. That'll give me something to do. But anyways, I'm gonna sit somewhere. I try not to. Oh shit! Try not to laugh because it hurts. Ugh. I'm gonna sit somewhere with a seating pad. I'll probably sit right here and play games, man. I'm falling asleep. If you couldn't tell, I'm falling asleep. So I've been up all night, pretty much. My son's at school, and we'll play some games. I might make a cup of coffee. I don't know. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'm gonna recover, and I'll see you on the next one. God, now I gotta get. Oh, now I gotta get up and turn this camera off, and it hurts.